What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Double F Outdoors, guys. We are back again, guys. The sun's going down, but we've had an awesome. I'm here with Robby McQuinn.
What's up, YouTube?
Awesome dirt track racer. Honestly, pretty famous dirt track racer, I would say, here in the area. We've been having a great time, not catching fish, but we've been having a great time, I'd say. But we're glad you guys came along. We're gonna be interviewing Robby. We're gonna let some of you guys get to know Robby a little bit better, some of the things that Robby likes to do on the side about his racing career, and we're hoping this will be the start of seeing Robby's face a little more often. Maybe he's doing some hunting, some fishing in the future, but guys, stay tuned. We're also gonna have some footage of him racing, which is gonna be pretty sick. Thanks for tuning in, and let's get this thing started. So we should probably go ahead and state for the camera that Robby's already caught two. We just didn't have the cameras on yet. They were real small. We probably should have taken pictures, to be honest. Little dinkies. Little dinker.
Normally I name my fish.
You name your fish?
Yeah, normally I name my fish.
I kiss my fish, so
That's,
I'm one of those guys.
When I go fishing with my buddies, Brayton and Blake, that's the rule. Name it.
Name your fish? Well, maybe we'll have to catch one or two more and find these names. I haven't caught one yet. The racer over here is making me look bad. And the only bad part about this is I can't get in a race car and make him look bad, so that would not happen. I'd be in the wall. He'd just be laughing at me, probably.
You should probably keep it out of the wall.
Well, I would hope so. I just know I'd be getting lapped like crazy. But so once again, like we said in the intro, we got Robby McQuinn with us today, local dirt track racer. Some of you probably know who Robby is. Some of you probably don't, so I'll link his pages below in the description. But Robby, we're glad you're here, man.
I'm glad to be here.
We're glad you're here.
Having fun. I've been looking forward to this ever since you shot me the message.
You've been working on this for a long time, like a month.
Yeah, month or so.
Something like that. You were busy, I was busy.
Yeah.
September's gonna be less fun. Well, we're definitely gonna have you back more often.
I would definitely.
We just moved from over there, and
now there's fish flopping over there.
Now we got them. Today we're doing kind of a special interview type video with Robby. Other times we'll probably we won't put that pressure on you next time, Robby. We'll just let you come enjoy the fishing, but.
I don't mind interviews. I'm not really
But
the camera.
but we want to start first, Robby. How about you go ahead and tell us how long you've been racing? I don't know how much people that follow you on Facebook know, so we'll start there. How long have you been racing? How did you get started? Where did you get started?
Racing since I've been driving something forever.
Yeah.
From electric little go-karts in my back patio to finally gotten go-kart when I was 4. So I'm 20 now, so that's what, 16 years? Getting a little old, I feel like. But started racing go-karts out in Mechanicsburg, Illinois, about 5 minutes from Springfield, a little home track. You know, just a whole family thing. I've been going to the races since I was in the womb. But, you know.
It's a family affair for you guys, right? You say earlier third generation?
Third generation driver on both sides.
On both sides.
You know, my mom and dad met at the races. Okay. I don't think they race against each other too much, but they definitely raced at the same tracks. And yeah, so both sides, grandpa's on both sides race. My mom's dad raced go-karts, My dad's dad did drag racing.
Okay.
And my dad raced go-karts until I can remember vaguely still going to the races when I was racing with him and watching him race.
Okay.
But it wasn't too much after I started racing that he traded in the helmet for the wrenches, so.
Became the pit dad?
Yeah, he became my crew chief. My crew chief I'm stuck with for life.
About to say, that's the bad thing. You can't get rid of that crew chief.
Yeah,
You probably want to.
yeah, I don't want to. I could probably get rid of him if I really wanted, but we're not going to do that. He's pretty good at what he does.
Well, that's awesome. So, and then you race dirt now, but like I said, you said you did electric go-karts, and if I remember right, you got your start on asphalt though.
That is correct. Asphalt road course go-karts, so turning left and right.
Left and right.
And I did that from about 4 till, I was actually just looking at this the other day. My last go-kart race I can remember would have been 2015, so I would have been 16 years old, and that was the last go-kart race I ever ran.
Really?
And so I did go-karts from full-time go-kart racing from about 4 or 5 to about, I would say 14.
Okay.
14 was when we got the summer, or the winter, when I was like 14, 15 area, we got a dirt car.
Okay.
And so the next year, when I would have been 15, we ran the, there's a traveling series that goes kind of through Indiana, Wisconsin, Illinois, through there, racing go-karts. There's a 6 or 7 race series, Route 66 Sprint Series. We did that for full time, ran points there. Ran about probably 4th or 5th in points, I would say.
Really?
Not the best year in go-karts,
Yeah.
but not terrible either. And then I ran the other weekends. I wasn't racing go-karts, I was racing my dirt car. And we, rookie season, never really been on dirt before. Won 2 races that year.
Wow.
One with the wing on, one without the wing on. And, a bunch of top 5s. First race, I think I ran like 7th or 8th. Not out of like 20 or so cars, not terrible. Kind of, definitely racing the asphalt helped me learn how to be smooth and hit my marks lap after lap. And especially when the track gets pretty slick on the dirt,
Yeah.
it's more finesse, and I kind of learned that with the go-karts helped me there. So it's not like I just jumped in it blind. I kind of knew what I was doing a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, dirt's definitely a different animal.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot of stuff you learn, and I'm still learning.
Yeah.
So
you said you guys got your dirt car. So you said you guys got your dirt car that winter. So what drew you to like dirt track racing? Was it just like a let's try this, or had you seen something, or?
Well, my grandpa's brother, so it would be my great uncles. They've always owned sprint cars from when my dad was younger. So my dad grew up at the dirt tracks.
Okay.
And so he had always been to dirt, and me and him, we would go to dirt races, when like the midgets and sprint cars and stuff were around here. We'd go watch them on Friday nights, because we didn't really always race a lot on Fridays. We'd run a lot on Saturdays and Sundays.
Yeah.
So we'd go watch them at Lincoln, Jacksonville, Macon, Belleville, all these, tracks that are within 2 hours of us. Yeah. We'd go watch them, and I always wasn't so fascinated by the midgets and just how these little cars could go so fast but yet be so finesse.
Yeah.
And I've always loved the midgets, and they'll always have a special place in my heart. I tell that to everyone, even though I want to go sprint car racing.
Yeah.
But so I'd always known the dirt, always liked the dirt, always wanted to run the dirt, and never honestly thought it was a possibility until about 2 years before we got into it. We kind of started noticing this. They were called lightning sprints at the time. It was like a midget with a motorcycle engine in it.
Okay.
So kind of like a micro, but a little bigger.
Yeah.
And Dad started kind of looking into those, and I was getting a little big for go-karts, and you know, we were still running decent, just not what we had been in the past. And it was starting to get really expensive to run a go-kart to race for trophies. And so we looked into it, found this car up by East Peoria area. It was a good deal. Someone's selling out, got a whole bunch of wheels, full car, ready to go. I don't even remember how much we paid for it. That's not really the point, but we kind of went and looked at it. He asked me if I wanted to do that. He pretty much asked me we can go racing, dirt racing, or we can move into a higher division in the go-karts and go race go-karts. Yeah. And you know, I always wanted to race dirt, so I kind of answered my question pretty easy. And so we got that car and ran that car for 2 years, sold it to one of my good buddies. He ran it for a year, destroyed it one night, actually, flipped it. But so
not probably a laughing matter, but
no, he's all right, so we can laugh about it a little bit. No, but I still always give him a little grief that he destroyed my first race car. But
you know, but if you make it big one day, that one can't go in the
yeah, I can't. No, so we been doing that for, geez, what's that, like 5-6 years now. And you know, looking to do some bigger stuff next year. Got into a sprint car last year. George Crawford gave me the opportunity to run his 305 sprint car at Jacksonville after he broke his hand. And first night out, we ran 4th.
Wow.
And almost won 2 races that year. Probably should have won them.
Yeah.
I feel like I definitely gave one away.
Yeah.
But I don't know, track was a little rough. I just hit a hole the wrong way and it set the car and got back by me. But almost run 2 races there, and then this year we just really haven't had the luck. You know,
I'm gonna ask you about that a little later. For your fans that follow you, it's been a
they know it's
down year for Robby.
I mean, going into this year, I was super excited, as I always am, to go race season's coming. And you know, I sat down one day and looked at, after all the schedules came out, and looked at all these schedules of where we could race, and I had 50+ races on my schedule. And I was super excited. After the end of the year we had last year, I felt really confident going into this year we could definitely win some races. And have yet to win a race this year, and I've only run about 14 times. So between the rain, everyone in Central Illinois knows the rain we had at the beginning of this, into the, like, in the spring.
You're talking to the, preaching to the choir.
Yeah, spring and beginning of summer, man, it was just, it seemed like we were never going to get to race, you know. You would rain out, you know, we rained the first whole month of race season out, it felt like. And so, and if you were at the racetrack, it would start raining after your heat race or something crazy like that. And so it's just been one of those years, and looking to do some bigger stuff next year and rebound.
So the next question is, so right now you're racing the midgets and the sprints. Midgets are done, but, well, by the time this comes out, your season's probably over anyway. But I asked you this earlier, and I think you know what I'm about to ask. Which is your favorite? And you say you know you did midgets. You've been in the sprint for what, like a year and almost 2 years now?
Yeah, year and a half.
Year and a half. So what, if you had to pick right now, which is your favorite?
Ooh, it's really tough. It doesn't get much better than banging the boards in a midget at Macon. You know, foot from the wall, lifting the front wheel off the ground. Doesn't get much better than that. But you know, the sprint car at Jacksonville, it's such a little tight bull ring for the sprint cars, and you can still run the 305 so hard on the track. It's a lot of fun. Same thing, you're up on the wall, just right next to the wall, just banging in the cushion, and you know, just running the absolute crap out of the car, just trying to go fast. So I mean, for me, a lot depends on the track, but if I had to pick one, like if I'm either going to my midget or my sprint car, I'm probably going to go to the sprint car.
Sprint car?
I
wondered if you
just for, there's a lot of different factors too that play into that. Like if I had a national midget, I'd probably go with that, because those things are absolutely gnarly. But, you know, we just got the D2 with just a little Ecotech, like kind of what's that, a Chevy HHR or something. Yeah. Got that in there. It doesn't make as many horsepower. It's still a lot of fun, but yeah, I'd have to probably pick the sprint car just for this situation. That too, and it's the same thing with the favorite track.
Yeah, don't jump my questions there, Robby. Robby's giving away my questions. I'm just kidding. That'll be the next question. We won't.
Yeah, so there's just a lot of factors that go into that, you know. And it too, you could ask me now, and you know, after this weekend, I could tell you my midget's my favorite because I ran like absolute crap in the sprint car. Yeah. You know, it jumps. It depends how your year's going. You know, last year I would have definitely said my midget because it seemed like no matter what we did, we couldn't do anything wrong. I mean, we only won one race, but almost, I can't remember how many times we finished in second or third. Yeah. You know, we were always consistently right up there contending for a win, and a lot of times it just doesn't go your way. But, you know, you continually put yourself in those positions to be near the front and contending for a win, that it's eventually going to happen. It's just the nature of it.
Well, we're going to go ahead and transition to that other question, a favorite track, since he kind of jumped the gun on me. But that's okay. Now, the one thing I will say, I'm not going to ask you your least favorite track. That way nobody gets offended. I know what his least favorite track is, but I'm not going to spill those beans. So
that's top secret.
I'm going to keep that one top secret. But
I think a lot of people watching this will know what I said. I'm not too shy to tell people that track I don't like.
But for real, what is your, if you had to pick, you've talked about all the tracks you've been at. What is your favorite track?
If I had to pick one track to run for the rest of my life that I've raced on, it would be Jacksonville, no, hands down. Because you can run so many different types of cars there, and you know, the track's different, and it always has a little bit of character. You know, Jacksonville's known for having a hump going into one and a hole going into three. So, you know, if you hit them wrong, yeah, you're probably going to tear some stuff up, and it's not going to be pretty. But you know, that's part of it, and that's what makes Jacksonville Jacksonville.
Yeah.
But you know, I like Macon a lot too. It's just a real small 5th mile, high bank bull ring, really good for the midgets. Always normally on the wall, but it's crazy. I always say how I love Macon because you get to run the wall so much. The only race I've won at Macon, I won it on the bottom. And then there's another track that no longer get to race at. They still race, but not our cars. It's Quad Cities Speedway up in East Moline. Yeah. To me, it's a lot like Jacksonville. It's like Jacksonville and Macon come together, and it's just, it's an awesome little racetrack. But tracks that I definitely on my bucket list to run.
Let's say that was another question.
Man, I'm
like reading my mind.
I'm just stealing your questions.
Stealing my questions.
Bucket list to run. Definitely the Springfield Mile in a Champ car. Okay. Because I've grown up going to that race, and my great uncles who own the sprint car in the 80s and 90s have a Champ car they run there. Okay. And always wanted to run that. Always wanted to run the mile down into Coyne, Illinois, Southern Illinois. Okay. Same Champ cars, but Knoxville has a track in Knoxville, Iowa. Okay. A lot of race fans will know the Knoxville Nationals, one of the biggest sprint car races of the year. Always wanted to run there. Always wanted to go there, and never went there before this year. And I've been there 3 times now this year. So, and then actually, you know, I know this video is going to come out later, but went to Eldora last night, and that first time I've been there over in Ohio, and that place is awesome. Just crazy. It is awesome. Right on the fence, big cushion you can lean on, and in a wing car you can go try to make the bottom work, and the non-wing cars, it's just a big slider fest, and it just looks so much fun to run. And you know, another one, you can't leave out the Chili Bowl. The Chili Bowl down in Tulsa, Oklahoma, all indoors. So I don't know if you know what the Chili Bowl is, but
I do. My parents used to live in Tulsa.
And so I guess I'll explain it for the fans at home who don't know what I'm talking about.
You need to explain it for the fans at home.
It's a midget race that happens every year. This year will be I think this is the 33rd one, maybe, something around there, ballparking 33rd. It's a big midget race. in the middle of winter, always like second, third week of January, and it's an indoor midget race, and everything is inside one building. And this building is absolutely massive, and they get 300 plus entries, and only 22, 24 people make the show to race on Saturday night. And and it's the most prestigious midget race you could win. And you're all going for this little piece of plastic called the Golden Driller, but you know, it didn't matter how much that race paid. I still think there'd be just as many cars just because of the race it is. And it's an absolute blast. I've been 4 times. I'm going down there this year. I'm actually working for someone this year down there. And hopefully I want to race it eventually. But you know, my thing is I want to go down there. I want to do it the right way. I don't just want to drag a car down there just to say I did it. I want to try to do it the right way.
You want to be competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.